young man who looked at the eyes of his captors and said, "Where is the guy I'm supposed to interview? Are you out of your mind? I am a journalist." And this young man was my son Danny, a walking sunshine of humor, music, truth, and humanity, an emissary of friendship and goodwill. Yes, he was a journalist who unveiled to millions of readers in the West the human face behind the news, a bridge builder who gave voice to millions of voiceless Muslims in the Middle East, from Tehran to Yemen, from Sudan to Pakistan. He was a storyteller. He told us fascinating stories about ethnic Albanians trying to make up with Serbians in Kosovo, about carpet weavers in Tehran trying to weave the greatest carpet in the world, about pearl divers in Bahrain, about Yemenites and Ethiopians quibbling on who owns the real Queen of Sheba, about angry young men on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro digging Tanzanite and supporting Al-Qaeda. And as he stood there, demanding sanity in the face of madness, that dungeon in Karachi turned into a microcosm of the 21st century and came to amplify and personify this age-old struggle between humanity and barbarity. And the struggle lasted for about a week. A week later, in the same dungeon, that young man was facing his captors, looking straight into their eyes and proclaimed his identity. "My name is Daniel Pearl," he said. "I am a Jewish American journalist from Encino, California. My father is Jewish, my mother is Jewish, and I am Jewish." He did not say it under coercion. He did not say it in defiance or gallantry. He said it in his usual matter-of-factish way, slightly irritated, as if saying, "How many times do I have to repeat myself? 2 plus 2 makes 4, and I'm Jewish." He was not so naive as to ignore the venom that drew down his captor's face each time he uttered the word Jewish, but he still repeated, "My father is Jewish, my mother is Jewish, and I'm Jewish." What did he mean by those 11 words? Well, Danny was not religious in the conventional sense. Judaism for him was a language of his extended family, a source of strength, commitment, and historical identity. When Danny said, "I'm Jewish," what he told his captor was, "I respect Islam precisely because I'm Jewish, and I expect you to respect me and my faith precisely because you are, or you claim to be, good Muslims." In other words, I come from a place where one's heritage is the source of one's strength. And one's strength is measured by one's capacity to accommodate diversity, because it is only through diversity that we can recognize our common humanity. "I'm Jewish" means I must understand. In other words, I am possessed with that historically baked obsession to understand the root of things and to understand them my way, because my wandering ancestors, hardened by a century of persecution and repression, have taught me to mistrust all dogmas and ideologies and to question every authority and every conventional wisdom. So as a Jew, I'm left with no other mental tranquilizer except this chronic urge to question and to understand. I understand suffering because the suffering of my ancestor is etched into my consciousness. And I understand justice because I was distilled in injustice. And I understand Muslim sufferings too, because I've seen your people in Kosovo, and I've worked with your carpet weavers in Tehran, and I've sung with your pearl divers in Qatar. I'm Jewish means I am reminding you of the challenge of understanding others. So let's come to our senses. I'm Jewish. That's what I assume he meant. I'm Jewish means I proclaim my right to be different. And I remind you, as did my ancestors for 3 millennia, of the shining dignity of being different. I'm Jewish means I am the litmus test of your faith and the fire test of your strength. So let's come to our senses.